What's going on, y'all? Thanks for checking in the Khaliis Take. You know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell just so you can get the newest and the bonus content first. But hey, let's just go ahead and jump right in. You know, this could be good news for the Lakers. Not the news that the Lakers anticipated, or not the news that the Lakers nation, which is the fans, anticipated, but there is a possible 3-team trade deal that is being spoke of and discussed right now as we speak. The three-team trade deal is involving the Utah Jazz, the Lakers, and the Knicks, in which this would be a good situation for the Lakers because they would at least be acquiring some younger pieces that can help them, a little bit better in regards to, going throughout the season. Because I feel like the way the Lakers are constructed now, they're so old. I feel like, some of those older players can't make it through a season all the way and then possibly make it to the playoffs and still have enough energy. So getting youth in there is always a good thing, if you ask me. Now, in this 3-team trade, the way it'll go, or the way it's proposed to go, would be Russell Westbrook would go to Utah. Donovan Mitchell would go to the Knicks. And then there's a multitude of players, maybe like 3 or 4, including Jordan Clarkson and a couple others that can go to the Lakers. Actually, that would be Jordan Clarkson, Bogdanovich, and Patrick Beverley that would go to the Lakers. Now, of course, Bogdanovich and, as I said, getting a little bit more youth on the Lakers. Jordan Clarkson is definitely a youthful guy and a useful guy at that. This guy was a 6th man of the year. And he actually played for the Lakers one time before, them getting somebody like that would definitely, better the Lakers' chances of being a, little bit of a better team, possibly make the playoffs. Having somebody off the bench like Jordan Clarkson who can come in and drop like 30 points at any point in time is always a plus to have somebody coming off the bench, with that caliber of, or being able to score, put up points like that. So, I personally think this would be a good situation for the Lakers because, as I said before, I really don't see the Kyrie Irving trade coming along. I think it's just, at a standstill, if you ask me. So with that being said, if they can pull this off and get some type of, something back in this three-team trade deal, now the Lakers might have something going because, like I said, they're getting a little younger. They added Lonnie Walker, a couple other pieces, and you're getting a guy in Jordan Clarkson who could really put up big points. And honestly, hell, if Jordan Clarkson was in the starting lineup of a team, he can actually start for a team as good as a scorer as he is. So, it's a lot of good things, that can happen with this trade for the Lakers because, honestly, they need some different faces on their roster because what happened last year was just the worst possible season type thing that could ever happen to anybody that played on the Lakers, that could have ever happened to the Lakers, period. You see what I'm saying? Because the Lakers are usually a team that's built for success, not a team built for failure. And last year, that team was pretty much built for failure. And I know a lot of Lakers fans will probably like this only because it'll get rid of Russell Westbrook. I know you're not getting you wouldn't be getting Kyrie Irving, but you would be so-called getting rid of your problem, which is Russell Westbrook, which most people think Russ is the Lakers' problem. So if that's the case, then this would be the ultimate way out if this 3-team proposal would actually come to life. And a lot of it can come to life, except if one of these 3 teams are asking for more picks or something like that in account of getting or acquiring, Russell Westbrook or something like that. More or less would be Utah, because Utah will be the team that will hold it up more than anything, because if they just hypothetically say, oh, Russell Westbrook isn't good enough, we want maybe 1 or 2 draft picks to go along with that. Now the Lakers might be stuck because they wouldn't want to give up their future draft picks and Russell Westbrook, a top 75 player, even though he didn't play like it, and only get back pieces. Even though I like Jordan Clarkson, but more likely they would have him come off the bench just because that's what Jordan Clarkson does. That's more like his specialty now, since he's been in the league a few years. And then on top of that, Patrick Beverley, it's, hit or miss with him. You're not going to get so much offensively. You will get a little bit of defense. And then Bogdanovich, well, that's a pretty good pickup, pretty good piece. I wouldn't say that's a bad piece, at all, because Bogdanovich can definitely, score. He can definitely, put up points and, not a lot of points, but I mean, he definitely can, knock down some big shots, and he can definitely space the floor for him a little bit, which that would, definitely help out LeBron a lot more, because having floor spacers and guys who play from the perimeter, shoot from the perimeter like that is definitely, in LeBron's favor, because he still likes to get to the rack at times and drive to the basket and have an open lane when he's doing it. But if you can't shoot and you can't, step out on the perimeter and leave the lane open for him, he can't, penetrate the way he usually does, or what he's used to doing throughout his career. Even though he's not quite, where he was in regards to his athleticism, he's still pretty damn athletic to be his age. So, we have to take that into account. And that's something that, he definitely would like, for, his game to, round out the way it usually always does when he's playing. As long as he's got shooters around him, he definitely feels more comfortable in his own skin in regards to, dominating games, because he's got backup where the shooters will back him up if he gets double teamed. So Bogdanovich will help there. Well, Jordan Clarkson will help there too. So, I mean, hey, when you think about it, it doesn't sound like a bad situation. Not at all. I mean, like I said, it might not be getting Kyrie or Kevin Durant or somebody like that, but it isn't a bad situation at all. It's actually, it actually would be quite fulfilling for the Lakers, so they wouldn't have to worry about trying to, deal with Russell Westbrook and all that comes with him, because like I said, Russ could be a headache and he can be very, very hard to coach. And on top of that, you're probably not going to win any championships with Russell Westbrook, simply because he's not a championship caliber type player. You know what I'm saying? Not as in regards to IQ anyway. So, I mean, like I said, this would be a good situation for the Lakers if all goes through. But, like I said, there could be some variables there. I mean, Utah could want more picks, or the Knicks might be a little uneasy about it, possibly if... Well, I don't know if the Knicks would be uneasy if they're getting Donovan Mitchell. I think they would be happy, with that specifically if they got him, because the Donovan Mitchell New York Knicks talk has been happening for like the last 2 seasons, really, or longer. So, I mean, I think they'll be happy with what they're getting. So, like I said, it could be a win-win for everybody, really. Russell Westbrook could be in a place where he can just have the green light, dominate, play how he wants, no expectations or anything like that, because that's when Russell Westbrook seems to play the best to me, when there's no expectations, or even though he doesn't win championships, but he does play a lot more comfortable in his own skin when there's no expectations. So, a team like Utah would be perfect for him, and honestly, he can focus on all his businesses and everything he wants to focus on, because Utah isn't going anywhere anytime soon. They weren't going nowhere before, even before he got there, if he possibly gets traded to Utah. So they definitely wouldn't go nowhere if they had Russell Westbrook. So, I mean, and the Lakers would be benefiting from youthful players and guys who could stretch the floor a little bit more. And, the Knicks would get what they want in Donovan Mitchell, a superstar caliber type player, rather than paying somebody like Julius Randle, who's not a superstar, who's not a number one on a team, and who damn sure can't carry a team nowhere. Because, I mean, I remember looking at him in the playoffs. I mean, hell, Derrick Rose played better than he did, and Derrick Rose is not the player he once was. He looked like the best player on the Knicks more so than Julius Randle. And hell, even R.J. Barrett, he looks like a better player than Julius Randle at times. So I know the Knicks would love to get Donovan Mitchell, and I know they wouldn't look back if they had the opportunity to, acquire him. So, I mean, like I said, it'd be a win-win for everybody. So we'll see if the trade and everything goes through, because if it does, like I said, the Lakers would, look like almost look like a brand new team, to a degree. And I think that, would bode well for them and their confidence going into next season with new faces and guys who can, contribute a lot more, in regards to what LeBron likes and what AD likes. They like perimeter shooters, guys who can stretch the floor. So they'll have a lot more of that if they go through with this 3-team trade. But we'll see what happens if it actually, goes through. And we'll see if it's, just speculation or if it becomes reality. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments in the comment section. Check out my other videos if you haven't. And hey, Khaliis out.